Welcome back. All right, news of the day video for all you fine people on the internet for your Tuesday, December the 5th. Almost through the first week of December already. Anyways, starting off with the Calgary Flames at the top of the board, Jacob Markstrom. He's going to be out week to week, fractured finger for him, so they've called up Wolf. So Vladar and Wolf are going to be split in the net until he returns. Remember, week to week, I always assume it's at least 2 weeks, maybe bet on a month kind of thing, but I believe this just happened in practice yesterday. There was some debate about how hurt he was, and now we know. So hopefully for Markstrom, he's back sooner rather than later. Speaking of returning, Tage Thompson's returning to the lineup tonight for the Sabres, so maybe that combined with the video I did today. There you go, you're welcome. Maybe they turned around. Anyways, Thompson says he will return tonight, so we'll take him at his word and see him back in the lineup tonight for a Buffalo team that desperately needs more goals. So if Tage Thompson's 100%, maybe we'll see some goals from him tonight. Now, we'll get into some NHL discussion. The Board of Governors meeting, and remember, the first Board of Governors meeting, well, the one we have in December anyways, not anything really big usually happens. This is usually the one that will set the stage for something happening at the next one. But the cap is estimated to go up to $87.675 million next year. The NHL is doing really well. So they're projecting a $6.2 billion total in revenue. That'll be a new record if they reach $6.2 billion. I believe it was $6 billion, pretty near even last year. And this year they're projecting $6.2 billion. So it's going up. And again, now that the players are done paying off their debt from 2020 and 2021, they will partake in a huge increase in their monies. And we'll see it at over $90 million, or over $90 million per team within a couple years here. $87.675 million next season, and then the season after, the projections have been $92 million, somewhere around there. Also, the NHL announcing that they're going to be holding next year's draft at the Sphere in Las Vegas. So, I mean, the Sphere is huge. It is ridiculous. I do wonder how that's going to look, how that's going to all work. But at any rate, that's where they're going to hold it this coming year. This will likely be the last year where we have the draft at one location. They're going to decentralize it, as the plan is, starting in 2025, where it'll be more like drafts for other leagues where, you don't have everybody in one location. The teams are probably drafting from their home arenas. The players are with a team representative at the location where they do the handshakes and the drafting. But this will be likely the last of the normal NHL drafts before that change comes in next year. And I'm not a huge fan of the idea myself, but teams are in favor. The NHL is fine with it, so it's fine. It happens. We'll see how that goes. That's on June 28th and 29th. So it's going to be a busy 4 days again. In the drafts, 28th and the 29th, and of course free agencies July the 1st. So 1 day between the 2nd through 7th round of the draft and when you get to free agency. So it's going to be a really busy week that week. So getting back to some injury news for the Ottawa Senators, Chabot, an MRI. He won't play tonight versus the Rangers. He had just returned from injury, so this is troubling. Hopefully he's not out for very long. He looked decent in the game and then gets hurt. Ridley Gregg is set to return. He missed 10 games, but of course Gregg's a forward. Chabot's a defenseman, so that changes things a lot. Ridley Gregg, good player. Had been off to a good start at the time he got hurt, so hopefully he can come back and play the way he was at the time he got hurt. Speaking of hurt, Makar is doubtful for tonight, so it doesn't sound like it's anything major. It's more of one of those day-to-day things. Cogliano won't play. It's a lower body injury for him. Does this make things easier for the Ducks? Mildly, but Colorado should be a pretty upset bunch after that loss against LA, so we'll see how that one goes tonight. But yeah, Cogliano won't be in the lineup. Makar is doubtful, which means probably not. But if Cale Makar can play, he will find a way to do so. So, Arizona news, and it's nothing that we didn't expect. So, of course, they had that one parcel of land that they'd put in a claim on that they were gonna, all right, so here's what we're gonna buy. But the idea was they were gonna look at other parcels of land as well. They are now finalizing plans to buy land in Phoenix. So they're going to buy that land. It's going to be all private development. They do not need to go to any kind of public vote or anything. They will build it themselves. They will come up with the money themselves. And they're hoping to announce project plans next month. So I believe it's going to be about a $2 billion price tag altogether. But again, there's ways to make that work. And the idea would be then to have that building in place a couple years from now. As we've seen with the Coyotes on the ice, they're progressing quite nicely. And so if they can have this arena out there as we're going to get this arena, this is where it's going to be, that'll go a long way towards stabilizing the franchise. So this is good news for anybody who is not on the we want to get the team out of Arizona train. But if you're on that, then yeah, this might mark the end of it. So they're not announcing anything yet, but they could. They may very well announce they're purchasing the land and then announce exactly what the project plan is going to be next month. But it looks like it's going to be within the city of Phoenix itself. And then the question becomes, do you change the name back to Phoenix Coyotes or do you leave it as the Arizona Coyotes? I would leave it as Arizona personally, but we'll see if the team decides to make some kind of a change or just keep it as it is. Again, I would keep it as it is. Maybe the Arizona Coyotes of Phoenix. There, that works. It just rolls off the tongue, right? The LA Angels of Anaheim come to mind. But anyways, there you go. The Coyotes very likely to be staying in place, which again will lead to some debate. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video, or just because you feel like it. Thank you guys so much for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.